Good evening and welcome, parents, family, friends, teachers, administrators, Board of Education members, and the class of 2019 to this year's commencement ceremony. My name is Eric Miscamara, and I'm the student body president here at Hinsdale Central.
And I'm Will DiDabelaire, and I am the senior class president. At this time, all please rise and remove your hats for the presentation of colors by our Armed Forces Commitment students. Corporal Aaron Landry is presenting the flag to our Armed Forces Commitment students. Corporal Landry served in the Marine Corps from 2000 to 2004 and is currently an English teacher and the sponsor of the Junior Class Board. Please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by the senior choir and the ringing of our victory bell, rung once for every student from the class of 2019 committing to the armed forces.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome again. At this time, you may be seated. I would like to take a moment to recognize each of the seniors who have committed to the armed forces. I can, without hesitation, say we are all proud of you and of the service you are undertaking. I'd like to welcome committed seniors here with us today, beginning with Mr. Malachi Grimm, son of James and Lily Grimm. Malachi is attending the New Mexico Military Institution and then the United States Merchant Marine Academy. While at Central, he was a member of the wrestling team all 4 years. Next, Mr. Anthony Nashar, son of Tony and Maria Nashar. Anthony is attending the University of Michigan and will be participating in ROTC while studying engineering. At Central, Anthony participated in football, wrestling, rugby, Young Life, and Model UN Club. Next, Mr. Ethan Ruth, the son of John and Valerie Ruth. Ethan will be a member of the men's track and field team at Illinois Wesleyan University and will be participating in ROTC at Illinois State University. Throughout his high school career, Ethan participated in track, soccer, Sea Cadets, and Boy Scout Troop 51, where he earned the rank of Eagle Scout.
With us today is Hinsdale Township High School District 86 Board of Education members, President Nancy Pollock, Vice President Kevin Camden, Secretary Kathleen Heersman, Keith Cheval, Cynthia Hansen, Eric Howard, and Marty Turek. Superintendent Prentice, Hinsdale Central Principal Mr. William Walsh, Assistant Superintendent Dr. Carol Baker. Thank you, Hinsdale Central. Also joining us is Brad Verthine, Assistant Principals Miss Jessica Hurt and Mr. Ryan Maida. The faculty readers are Mr. Brian Griffin, Miss Stephanie Hiffman, Miss Janelle Huxama, and Mr. Chris Wilbur. At this time, please join me in welcoming Board of Education member Keith Cheval.
Thank you. On behalf of the District 86 Board of Education, welcome family and friends, and to the candidates, almost congratulations. So tonight I have a charge to you, and my charge to you graduates is this: go forth and fail. Well, wait a minute, did you just say go forth and fail? This is commencement, we've just succeeded. What's up with that? Well, hang on, and we'll see if we can't make some sense of this and get something positive out of it. And it's kind of appropriate that I be standing here talking on Harvey Dickinson Field at Hinsdale Central about failure, because it was a bunch of years ago in the building over there in Lefty Stubner's algebra calculus class or algebra trigonometry class in freshman year. Anybody out there have Lefty Stubner for algebra, parents? Chappie, where are you? There we go. Lefty Stubner was a mountain of a man and quite the algebra trig teacher, and I wasn't quite the algebra trig student. And somewhere in the fall, he was handing back tests and talking about our grades, and he got to me. Chappie was there, and he said, "Mr. Cheval, maybe the best thing I could do for you would be to give you an F." And I thought, dude, we got a lot of different ideas about what's best for me. But it gave me the first insight into the thought that maybe something positive can come from failure. Maybe it's not something, maybe not to be sought, but not so much feared. So I want to take the next few minutes, and I've been told I have very few minutes, you're welcome, to talk a little bit about failure. One last little class we might call F101, Failing Your Way to Success. Now I know you guys are probably sitting there looking at me and wondering, how could that guy know anything about failure? Right? Well, despite all appearances, I've had a few in my lifetime. And one in particular that I was associated with was just this past November 2018. Any guesses? It starts with an R and ends with an N. It's called referendum. Epic failure, massive failure, with terrible implications for what came from that failure. So I'm going to use that at times as a little bit of an illustration, and then talk about what the experts talk about in terms of how you deal with failure in a positive and healthy way. So first of all, what the experts tell us is, when failure happens, and it will happen, accept it, but don't dwell on it. So take whatever the time is appropriate to that failure. 10 minutes, 24 hours, a week. Don Shula told his football teams, you got one day to get over this loss and we're moving on. So accept it. It happened. be depressed for a little while, and then move on. Don't dwell on it. Put it in the past and be future focused. Second, what the experts tell us is to develop a healthy perspective about failure. Recognize that when the failure happens, what happened? It was the failure. You're not a failure. Be clear on the distinction. It's the failure. You're not. It's very important. And last, they tell us when the failures do happen, use them to learn and grow. Step back, take an inventory of what happened, and figure out what you can do different. Don't let your failures define you. Use them to refine you. So, by quick illustration, to show how that plays out in a positive way, we'll go back to the referendum and how the different constituencies were involved responded to it as a few examples. The Board of Education recognized what we put out in November, as much as we believed in it, wasn't acceptable to the community. So we listened, and we heard a lot from all of you. Thank you. So we listened, and we came up with a different plan that we believed would appeal to a broader base of the constituency. The administration recognized, through the power referendum, they stood back, they recognized there was a vacuum of information, of facts out there that was being filled with things that we saw we knew not to be the case. So the administration identified we need to do a better job of getting facts out there so people can make informed decisions. The yes community, the people that supported it the first time, boy, were they depressed and upset those days after the referendum failed, after all the heart that they put into it. But they stepped back, they took an assessment, and they came back with a new plan. Did you ever see so many pop-up ads when you went onto the internet? All over the place, different strategies. They got more and new people involved to have different perspectives and more energy, and they brought more resources to bear. And you students, that second time through, it was amazing to see how you stood up for your school and your district, and you got out there and worked. Door to door, fundraisers, buttons, the whole thing. You guys were a big part of what made it happen and leaving the legacy to our school. So all these constituencies did that assessment, did an evaluation of this failure from November, and they moved forward with a new plan. And they moved forward boldly in believing in their plan and with great energy. And we sit here today now with the referendum that passed in April that positions this district and this school for greater and greater success. What a great achievement that came out of that failure. Great things can come from failures. So as you set off from here, you're going to have choices in how you approach your life and how you do life. And they kind of break down to two things, two paths you can take. There's a path of security and safety, which leads basically to stagnation. And there's a path of risk and adventure taking that leads to growth. But here's the deal. I don't care which path you take, you're going to have failures. There's no avoiding it. So why not take the path of risk and adventure and growth and learn from the failures, refine yourself from the failures, and live into the person, the unique person that you were created to be. Graduates, candidates, graduates, I'll make you one promise. You choose that path of risk, adventure, and growth, and I promise you have chosen a path that will lead you to one fun life. So I say to you, be bold, go forth, and fail. Thank you.
At this time, Ms. Janelle Hooksema and Mr. Chris Wilbur will read the names of this year's students graduating with summa cum laude. The students will cross the stage where Superintendent Tammy Prentice and Principal William Walsh will congratulate these students on their academic accomplishments at Hinsdale Central.
Charles David Carter.
Omar Imran Sheikh.
Anne Elizabeth Stephen.
Darren Chen.
Kate Gabriel.
Angela Hahn.
Lilila Lorena Jennings.
Camille Marie Knott.
Melissa Lee.
Arjun Vijay Nair.
Eliza Panjwani.
Ryan H. Park.
Kelly Tam.
Emma K. Wang.
Chuchi Zhang.
You may now all be seated. I would now like to introduce our honors orator, Ms. Ann Stephen. Ann's parents are Joe's and Susan Stephen. Ann has participated in Science Olympiad and choir while at Central. Ann is continuing her success at the University of Illinois studying biochemistry. Please give a warm welcome to Ms. Ann Stephen.
Let me take you back about 4 years ago. I had just moved to the area and I didn't know anyone. That's why 14-year-old me stepped into Hinsdale Central completely unprepared to see kids a foot taller than I was, carrying backpacks that must have had at least 15 boulders in them. I was absolutely terrified for what was to come. But now, I'm thankful to have gone to Hinsdale Central, not only because I've got an amazing education here, but also because I've been able to find a home here. Every person wants and needs to belong. It's in our DNA. And through our classes and extracurriculars, we're able to find a place where we feel like we matter. AP Euro was a grind if there ever was one, but I think we can all say that we emerged smarter and stronger students with at least one date forever ingrained in our heads. 1648, Peace of Westphalia. Don't forget the week the biology classes did the rat dissection and the science hallways smelled really bad. And square dancing in freshman PE. What an experience. But clubs are really where it's at when you go to Hinsdale Central, a place where you can really cultivate a home. For me, that was Science Olympiad. From the nights that we'd go out to Portillo's after meets, to singing the Imperial March from Star Wars at the top of our lungs on the bus back from state, I knew that I had found a family that would support me through it all. That kind of home, one where you feel comfortable being who you truly are, is something that each and every person deserves to have. A home isn't something you just get, but it is something that we have the capacity to make for ourselves and for others. If you don't put effort into it, a house is just a building, and a group of friends is just people. But if you do, a house can become a home, and your friends can become your family. So, class of 2019, let me leave you with a few pieces of advice. First and foremost, choose to be kind. If you don't treat the people around you with kindness and respect, you'll have a hard time finding a home or a family, no matter where you go. Remember, character counts. Second, listen to the people around you. Everyone has a voice, and everyone's voice deserves to be heard. Being there for someone, however you can, is part of being their family, and it's one of the greatest things that you can do for a person. Who knows? Maybe you'll hear something that inspires you to do something amazing. Third, be a lifelong learner. Just like high school was way bigger than middle school, life is way bigger than high school, and it has an amazing reservoir of opportunities. Tap into that. Leave no stone unturned, especially the really muddy and mossy ones. The opportunities that you seek might help you find your home. Finally, no matter what it is that you choose to do, put effort into it. Anything worth having takes time and effort. It won't come easy. If you want something, you need to work for it. Even though we're all going off into the world, we will always have a home at Hinsdale Central, not because of the physical building itself, which thankfully is getting some much needed improvements, but because of the relationships we've formed here and the experiences we've had together. I want to thank all of the administrators, teachers, staff, and all of my fellow students for helping me find a home. Congratulations, class of 2019.
I would now like to introduce our senior speakers. First, Mr. Charlie Carter. Charlie's parents are David and Annette Carter. Charlie has participated in forensics, class board, NHS, JKB, track and field, and cross country at Hinsdale Central. Charlie will attend Georgetown University and will be studying economics next year. Next, Mr. Omar Sheikh. Omar is the son of Imran and Naveen Sheikh. Omar was the captain of the mock trial team, NHS president, and a leader and teacher in his religious community. Omar will be attending Vanderbilt University, pursuing a pre-med track in orthopedics. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Charlie Carter and Omar Sheikh.
Class of 2019, good news. It's Wednesday, and that means it's graduation day.
Bad news, no wing toss tomorrow. Graduation provides a rare opportunity to stop and look around at all of these people who have shared the experience of the last 4 years. Parents, staff, friends, most of all, the 714 of you sitting in those uncomfortable white folding chairs. The class of 2019. We made it.
And while these last 4 years haven't been easy, hours spent trudging through e-learning day assignments, listening to thousands of dad jokes at the hands of the history department, and pushing through invisible doors to get to the bathroom, here we are, unbroken and unbowed.
We've learned a lot over these last 4 years. MacBooks have been replaced by black bricks at Hinsdale Central.
Turnabout was the highlight of our senior year.
The Wellness Fair, ironically, is the single biggest provider of free candy in District 86.
Sean Kelly might, on a segue, might just be a better Paul Blart than Paul Blart himself.
Mr. Mitchell and the red-headed freckled fellow from across the hall have some serious beef.
And no matter what, always remember that Go Guardian is always watching.
With all that we've learned, our high school experience has also brought into focus a few areas in which we need to grow.
First, learn to make the most out of inconvenience. For the past 18 years, our lives have centered around convenience. We feast at Chipotle when we feel like it. We have parents that brought us up in a zip code with access to a top-notch high school. And perhaps most importantly, we have Miss Hall to escort us wherever we need to be with a big old smile on her face. But now we're on our own, and it's up to us to figure it out. So embrace the inconvenient parts of your future. Having to prepare your own meals, taking your first ever trip to the laundromat, and for the first time in your life, having to fend for yourself when you're sick, because all these experiences provide necessary discomfort and inconvenience. Because without struggle, what are we? Embrace every misstep, every imperfection, because together they will turn us into who we want to be.
Second, be a participant. As social media has crept into every corner of our lives, we've trended towards becoming archivists instead of participants. That is, we've archived every goose encounter in the courtyard, every second of that solar eclipse, and every selfie at prom. And these next few weeks will be no different. You'll be inundated by Facebook posts, congratulatory Snapchats, and a dizzying number of pictures at graduation parties. And don't get me wrong, these moments will be ones that you'll look back on fondly for the rest of your life. But amidst all that, I challenge you to take the time to be actively in the moment, freed from digital devices that have invaded our consciousness. And along those lines, take the time to be a participant in these fleeting moments before adult life. Savor Saturday cookouts with your family. Reconnect with old friends. And do it all without that buzzing in your pocket. Actively participate rather than have your first instinct be to watch and record the world go by without you.
Third, learn to be intrinsically motivated. Too often, especially when you consider the community that you and I live in, it's easy to be extrinsically motivated, fueled by a desire to gain external rewards, whether that be getting an A in Mr. Fryler's AP Euro class, seeking admission to your dream school, or even fighting for the chance to ring Hinsdale Central's one and only glorious victory bell. There's nothing inherently wrong with any of that. In fact, it's natural. But as we look ahead to a college experience and beyond, I challenge you to find purpose within yourself. And the best way to do that is to find what it is that you're passionate about. Take John Antonelli, for example, a student who, recognizing his passion for sharing the things that he's passionate about, grew a viral Instagram account that now broadcasts daily basketball highlights. Look up to people like Safi Qadr, a student who strives to use his love for Arabic calligraphy to shed light on student diversity. Take inspiration from John Lowe, Amani Miryan, Ayana Otokiri, Crystal Mosley, and Mailani and Soleil Sapala, a group of individuals who compete every year at Louder Than a Bomb, but not for the sake of winning an award, but to share their thoughts on issues they're passionate about. The point is, chase mastery in your craft. And oftentimes, what you'll find is that the external rewards follow.
And lastly, always question. We've spent our whole lives being questioned, peppered with inquiries about where our next 4 years will take us, taking standardized tests that judge our skill at gaming the game itself, getting interrogated by our parents because we drained $20 from our Pushcoin account in a single day. Thank you, Quest Foods. But as we enter adulthood, it's our turn to ask the questions. And while it's up to us to pose our own questions about themes like climate change, artificial intelligence, and the evolution of social media, it will be the small questions that define us. Fruit Loops or Frosted Flakes? Who do I talk to first during freshman orientation? Who do I want to be 10 years from now? Unlike you, Omar, as an 18-year-old who's still a decade away from being able to grow a beard, I've got a lot of growing up to do. But part of that growing up for me, and hopefully for all of you, will be spent questioning why the world's the way it is, why we're here, and why we have the goals that we've set for ourselves.
To the 714 of you sitting here today, be proud of everything you've been through and everything that you've been able to accomplish. And be thankful to all those that have joined you for the journey. And as we leave you here today, we encourage you to make the most out of inconvenience.
Be a participant.
Embrace and adopt intrinsic motivation.
And always question. Class of 2019, thank you for an amazing 4 years. We are, to paraphrase from the modern Picasso, Kanye West, so credible and so influential and so relevant that we will change things. So let's go change things. Thank you.
Good evening, class of 2019, parents, family, friends, and colleagues. This event would not be successful tonight if it were not for the hard work of Ms. Jessica Hurt and Ms. Julie Van Noy and our B&G staff. Thank you for all you did to make this wonderful night for all of us. If I say the word change, your perspective will derive your meaning. It might be what I have left in my wallet after eating at Chipotle for that soccer fundraiser, or it might be the number of outfits you donned before tonight's commencement program. To students in Mr. Gephardt's weight training class, it might be the change in his brassness and posture after he eats lunch. To the class of 2019, change is what you experience between freshman year and today. Adapting to change is a way of life. We are all given obstacles that may impede our progress. A person can be swallowed up by the challenge of change, or they can find a support team and rise to that challenge. I asked a few seniors what challenges have they overcome while a student at Hinsdale Central. Ms. Emma Dillard said, learning to become involved in the Red Devil community was a personal challenge of hers. She is grateful for all that Hinsdale Central offers and for the staff that encouraged her to join the great activities she was in. Morgan Chisholm said her greatest challenge was deciding for herself who she is and will become. She learned to have confidence in herself and live for herself. Morgan learned to ask for help, to achieve her goal with a support team, and not let others define her. Teachers, parents, friends, and family, the class of 2019 has experienced life through change. However, they sit here as a class of Red Devils, having learned that change is an opportunity to try something different. Our students, your children, have demonstrated that opportunities will only move our students to action. From the rigor of honors biology to the college selection process, from raising awareness of the impact mental health has on high school students to student walkouts, from snow and cold days to remote learning days, from a deteriorating facility and program cuts to canvassing for the D86 referendum. Class of 2019, your life has been filled with opportunities, but because of your hard work, the development of your character, pure friendships, and the teachings that occurred within these walls, you are a successful student. I hope you recognize that your support team has been there with you through thick and thin. You have celebrated your accomplishments with them, and in times of need, they were there for you. As Charlie and Omar stated, you are unbroken and unbowed. You have been guided by mentors and peers who have shaped you into who you are and given you ideas of who you want to be. As you sprint towards the future, opportunities will continue to come your way. Though the membership will change, your support team will be there for you. Turn to them in times of need and when celebrations are in order, such as tonight. Your 4 years at Hinsdale Central are complete. The class of 2019 legacy has been sealed. Your high school portfolio is full of opportunities that honed your skills and highlighted your talents. Each moment of your high school life was an opportunity to set a path for a bigger and better things in the years to come. No matter where life takes you, remember why you are there, as your character counts. Congratulations, Red Devils, class of 2019. Members of the Hinsdale Township High School District 86 Board of Education and Superintendent Prentice, I present to you and certify that the students receiving their diplomas tonight have fulfilled the requirements for graduation, are in good character.
For the Board of Education of Hinsdale Township High School District 86, I accept your certification of the class of 2019, and in recognition of their accomplishments, recommend conferring a diploma to those students who have fulfilled the graduation requirements. I also affirm that these students have extended the Hinsdale District 86 tradition of excellence.
Thank you, Superintendent Prentice. At this time, I present Janelle Hoeksema, Stephanie Hiffman, Chris Wilbur, and Brian Griffin to begin the reading of names.
William Ronald D. Dabelaire.
Eric Miskamara.
Charles David Carter.
Omar Imran Sheikh.
Anne Elizabeth Stephen.
Darren Chen.
Kate Gabriel.
Angela Hahn.
Lilia Lorena Jennings.
Camille Marie Knott.
Melissa Lee.
Arjun Vijay Nair.
Eliza Panjwani.
Ryan H. Park.
Kelly Tam.
Emma K. Wang.
Chuchi Zhang.
Mohammed Al Sharif. Blairim Abdullah.
Kais Abuznaid.
Michaela Marie Akavelli.
Tamilaya Adelkun.
Alia Nina Afzal.
Annika Agarwal.
Maria Aguilera Chavez.
Ali Ahmed.
Syed Muhammad Ali Akbar.
Tenny Aiken.
Matthew Edward Alder.
Faith Alfers.
Imam Ali.
Carlene Maeve Alaman.
Omar Al-Musadi.
Omar Alsabai.
Michael Adriano Alvaro.
Kareem Mustafa Elzine.
Robert Joseph Ambrose.
Jonathan Amesquita.
Elizabeth Therese Anderson.
Taylor Jane Andrews.
John Michael Antonelli.
Richard Rocky Arujo.
Nicholas Carol Armanda.
Christina Grace Acoin.
Alexandra Marie Augustine. Kyle Alexander Ayers.
Drew Azinger.
Nicholas Jacobs Barr.
Emmanuel Baba Abemi.
Ella Lily Henrietta Baderman.
Adam George Bagnall.
Kangtao Bai.
Parker Harrison Bailey.
Abanub Bakit.
Adam Balut.
Robert Alexander Banda.
Omar Barakat.
Audrey Reese Barrick.
Shannon Elizabeth Barrett.
Gabriel Alejandro Barrios.
Sung Beck.
Nicholas Eldon Bolio.
Kristen Nicole Beener.
Aya Balani.
Brandon M. Belgrad.
Najia Bello.
Hunter Logan Belvis.
Sarah Maureen Berg.
Farzam Khan Berkey.
Bryce Robert Bernard.
Jane Marshall Bibby.
Elizabeth Catherine Bieber.
Ryan Paul Bagansky.
Allison Michelle Beagle.
Jack Michael Biondi.
Kareem Reem Bitar.
Scott James Batautis.
Jacqueline Fenghua Blake.
Matthew Daniel Boback.
Allison Eileen Boggs.
Madeline Mariana Bokich.
Cheyenne Alvi Barak.
Madison Elizabeth Beauchart.
Noemi Both.
Marina Botrus.
Justin Bradshaw.
Samuel George Brandeu.
Samantha Mary Brescia.
Zachary Wade Brewer.
Matthew Brixey.
Dylan Taylor Brown.
Dylan Brown Limjuko.
Margot Michelle Brunet.
Marco Antonio Bucciarelli.
Kalaitis Boynitskas.
Callum Cormac Burke.
Liam Niall Burke.
Charles Jeffrey Burr.
William Timothy Burris.
Kayla Byrne.
Kevin Zhang Kai.
Jonathan McAllister Kane.
Jared Christopher Calloway.
Beatrice Camplone.
Matthew Nicholas Cangalosi.
Ethan Edward Carr.
Matthew Brennock Casey.
Tyler James Cashman.
Ian O'Neill Cassidy.
Giselle Isabella Castaneda.
Keegan Daniel Cavaney.
Amelia Cesarini.
Melanie Carol Chafin.
Grayson Charlier.
Madison Charlier.
Arya Chawla.
Chloe Chen.
Zihang Chen.
Amisha Chengani.
Annie Chian.
Benjamin Warner Chappie.
Luca Mariano Chapetta.
Morgan Ellen Chisholm.
Connor Davis Chisnell.
Tis King Donald Chow.
Brendan Chow.
Colin Stephen Cheval.
Caitlin Mary Francis Cheval.
Chloe Rose Chardelli.
Jordan Elise Shabinsky.
Malika Surovic.
Stephanie Ann Cohen.
Grace Elaine Coghill.
Alexander Dan Colban.
Kaya Ari Collier.
Sydney Nicole Colignan.
Caitlin Elizabeth Collins.
Emily Taylor Condon.
Anna Christine Kennedy.
Fiona Elizabeth Connolly.
Sean Patrick Conway.
Matthew Joseph Cook.
Jake Liam Cooper.
Grace Ari Corcoran.
Gabriella Odile Costello.
Lindsay Morgan Coonahan.
Ryan Vincent Counts.
Catherine Ann Courtney.
Connor Michael Coyne.
Erin Elizabeth Cruz.
Aiden Duncan Cruikshank.
Braden Daniel Cuniff.
Matthew James Daly.
Sarah Mary Dandorf.
William Thomas Doniker.
Matthew James DiApril.
Eliza Fatima Dowd.
Bradley William Davis.
Lucy Bays Davis.
Joseph Lee Daw III.
Grace Lawler DeAngelis.
Christopher H. Delajanis.
Chris Ding.
Rishikesh Deshmukh.
Joseph R. DeJohn.
Emma Gillette Dillard.
Chloe Celeste Dillport. Rachel Elizabeth Distler.
William David Dodson.
Keaton Ryan Donahue.
Brittany Elizabeth Doneski.
Caitlin Eleanor Dineski.
Griffin Doney.
Brendan Jared Donlevy.
Colin James Donnelly.
Andrew Gabriel Doramal.
Jacqueline Audrey Dorset.
Shreya V. Doshi.
Mia Doherty.
Sarah Peacock Draddy.
Zachary Hudson Drescher.
Connor Dressler.
Lingfei Leo Du.
Daniel John Dufort.
Allegra Marie Dugan.
Cameron E. Dunn.
Connor J. Dunn.
Sophie Ann Eck.
Amelia K. Efren.
Hannah Grace Eichelman.
Madeline Claire Elliott.
Tess Elizabeth Ellithorpe.
Catherine Jane Erickson.
Juan Carlo Jaime Escobar.
Tristan Joel Escobedo.
Natalie Espinoza.
Dina Esposito.
Helen Fan.
Ella Koch Farrell.
Austin Tyler Ficus.
Jillian Hope Filer.
Denise Catherine Fisher.
Thomas Robert Fitzsimmons.
Peyton Riley Flack.
Elizabeth Marie Florsch.
Ashley Marie Fedor.
Jameson Stedron Fowler.
Christopher Nicholas Freeman.
Elizabeth Rose Friedholm.
Hannah Rose Fechtman.
Rachel Ann Fechtman.
Samantha Michelle Fuller.
Roy Martin Fuller.
Isabel Mary Gaber.
Abigail Gaffney.
Spencer John Galati.
George Shen Gao.
Greta McKay Garber.
Cameron Robert Garber.
Sophia Nicole Garza.
Brett Thaddeus Geisher.
Eleanor Geyer.
Jack Patrick Gentleman.
Jack William Jeremy.
Matthew Anthony Giacchetti.
Olivia Nicole Giamanco.
James Andrew Giltner.
Graham Greer Gitz.
Jack Lawrence Glenn.
Anna Elizabeth Gloniak.
Andrea Gokmanak.
Emily Claire Goggin.
Sean David Goldthwait.
Zachary William Gooding.
Nidhi Gopagani.
Mary Grace Grable.
Kira Savard Grabe.
Michael Anthony Grafe.
Francesca Grace Grande.
Selena Cheyenne Gregor.
Liam Thomas Griffin.
Zachary Roderick Griffith.
Caden Michael Griffith.
Malachi Anthony Grimm.
Jasmine Adele Wynn Groom.
Jillian Carolyn Grossi.
Marcus William Grooveberger.
Ryder Joseph Guido.
Samantha Claire Guido.
Jugas Gontorius.
Juliana Marie Gutierrez.
William Madison Harlow.
Kaylee Nicole Haff.
Ashley Kate Haggard.
Michaelia Christina Halikius.
Marylena Halikius.
Sarah Frances Hamp Adams.
Ethan John Harris.
Andrew Stephen Harzich.
Riley Francesca Hayes.
Laura Victoria Hayes.
McKenna Caroline Hayes.
Aiden Cassens Head.
Madeline Claire Heil.
Grace Elise Heimke.
Chloe Isabel Heiser.
Alexandra Jean Henry.
Alexander Robert Harold.
Kaylee Ann Hester.
Alec Wesley Hill.
Emily Jane Hines.
Bada Huang.
Kayla Allison Hoffman.
Ryan Joseph Hood.
Kevin Hopkins.
Mickey Horstman.
Michael James Horton.
James Edward Horwittle.
Marche Tanae Howard.
Michael Jun Chen Hu.
Anne Catherine Hudeman.
Piper Davis Huffman.
Gerald Hughes.
Maher Hussein.
Sophie Hutchison.
Michael Robert Heisick.
Osama Ahmed Ibrahim.
Amira Imran Ilyas.
Sammy Mohammed Imam.
Lucas Renato Imanya.
Beatrice A. Iwanu.
Wiley Austin Irwin.
Kate Nicole Jacobs.
Charlotte Marie Yeager.
Anna Jasko.
May Isabella Javoy.
Kevin Lawrence J.
L. Jenkins.
Chloe Johansson.
Rehan John.
William C. Johnson.
Savannah Johnson.
Ryan Elizabeth Jones.
Jake Jones.
Owen Michael Joyce.
Amir Hussein K. Kansari.
Nubaira Kabir.
William Callis.
Michaela Miller Kamen.
Austin C. Kane.
Sadie Jean Kapelinski.
Emma Abigail Capone.
Anais Fatima Karim.
Ryan Daniel Katich.
Christina Kaufman.
Lauren Lee Keating.
Daniel Roger Keck.
Sean Paul Kelly.
Grace Catherine Kennedy.
Claire Arlene Kern.
John Patrick Kessinger.
Nazneen Khan.
Inaya Aisha Khan.
Justin Kim.
Sarah Sun Young Kim.
Constantine Spiro Canas.
Hannah Julia Kipperman.
Grace Ann Kisluck.
Emily Kizior.
Mikhail Kaczmarski.
Aya Sophia Kloss.
Tyler Joseph Knapp.
Lindsay Ann Knutson.
Isabel Marie Koyev.
Joseph Anthony Kolnicki.
Anthony Teva Kongmanivong.
Stephen Edward Conroyd.
Taylor Joy Kasabucky.
Julia Ann Krasuski.
Jonathan Krawchuk.
Olivia Claire Kreischer.
Anne Celia Krillenberger.
Connor Jack Frederick Kroger.
Kyle James Philip Kroger.
Maximilian Amadeus Krupczynski.
Anne Kuckertz.
Kaylee Nicole Kuzmiers.
Pranika Kumaran.
Matthew James Kusak.
Margarita Kuzmanova.
Sydney Lacey.
Jack Robert Ledoux.
Donovan Payne Lehman.
Isabel Grace Lale.
Natalia Lakic.
Simon Connor Lane.
Joshua Thomas Lang.
Gabriel John Larson.
Lauren Imju Lee.
Justin Lee.
Nakyung Lee.
James Allen Leckus.
Sabrina Leone.
Caitlin May Letizia.
Sophia Mary Levine.
John Kennedy Lewis.
Christopher James Lewis Jr.
Brian Shin Lee.
Kevin Sean Lee.
Alan Howe Lee.
Justin Lee.
Andrew Lee.
Mang San Sing Lian.
Hanwen Liang.
Daniel James Lichtig.
Andrew Lim.
Anthony Lynn.
Edric Lynn.
Elizabeth Marie Litwin.
Margaret Ann Litwin.
Jay Liu,
Guantong Liu.
John Yu-Yong Lo,
Harini Loganathan.
Jacob Christopher Pacheco Lopez,
Matthew West Lawrence.
Richard Thomas Lazanowski,
John Paul Henry Latif.
Tristan Trader Lundgren,
Joshua Edward Lundmark.
Alexander Sheng Luo,
Caroline Lyman.
Madigan Suzanne Lynch,
Kiernan Rose Lynch.
James Clement Lynch,
Charles Bridges Line.
Catherine Grace Magnuson,
Sahana Maheshwaran.
Nicolette Macris,
Bilal Malice.
Abigail Rose Malcolm,
Michaela Ann Malik.
John Malikas,
Shriyadita Venkata Malisetti.
Alec Liam Malone,
Michael Manzul.
Anthony Joseph Marcucci,
Sophia Francesca Marino.
Nicholas Gareth Moritz,
Taylor Alexis Marquez.
Jessica Noemi Martinez,
Lydia C. Madamala Gonzalez.
Lynn Wasim Matar,
Max Connery Matura.
Lindsay Lee May,
Teresa Adelita Mazaregos.
Matthew Donald Mazur,
Jack William McCarty.
McAllister Lewis McClear,
Sean Michael McCleary.
Jack Declan McDonald,
Brian Joseph McManus.
Lillian Grace McNichols,
Rehan Praveen Mehta.
Catherine Stewart Melvin,
Elena Marie Menendez.
Ethan James Menendez,
Sabrina Elizabeth Messina.
Caitlin Ann Michaels,
Stephen Joseph Madonna Jr.
Robert Graham Mikes,
Madeline Claire Mikes.
Aiden Nathaniel Miller,
Morgan Patricia Millman.
Lana Millman,
Jessica Moliterno.
Joseph Lee Monahan,
Thomas Richard Monson.
Rihanna Demi Marie Montesantos,
Alexandra Lee Morton.
Samantha Ann Moriarty,
Francis Peter Morrissey Jr.
Crystal Mosley,
Timothy James Mosier.
Kristen Therese Moser,
Amani Amon Ryan.
Fatima Mubarak,
Nader Hassan Mujtaba.
Melanie Mulvihill,
Hunter Devin Murphy.
Catherine Ann Murray,
Maria Isabella Nacarado.
Lacia Naga Gouda,
Hannah Naji.
Masa Najar,
Joseph John Napolitano.
Alyssa Christina Nasca,
Anthony John Nashar.
Amandeep Kaur Nath,
Hajira Naveed.
Madison Hildy Neiman.
Stacy Tai Nawing.
Danelle Doc Nicholson.
Nathan Ning.
Robert Novak.
Catherine Marie Nowick.
Elizabeth Ann Oakey.
Olivia Joy O'Brien.
Patrick James O'Day.
Eugene Jake Oinebaini.
Emma Francis O'Hay.
Connell O'Kane.
Olivia Jane Osterbahn.
Grace Marie Orput.
Xavier Ortiz.
Matthew Thomas Ostrowski.
Ayana Ganiatu Otokiti.
Charlie Elizabeth Otto.
Millen Outersing.
Grace Elizabeth Owens.
Claire Elizabeth Owens.
Emmanuel Aaron Payton.
Grant Robert Paget.
Adolph Sumali Palinyawan.
Diego Adrian Palacios.
Sean Christian Palm.
Nina Therese Palma.
Julia Autumn Pollock.
Kapisan Peng.
Katrina Pang.
Nicole Elise Papenton.
Leah Elise Pappas.
James Theodore Pappas.
James Quinn Parker.
Charles Kevin Parse.
Caitlin Parsons.
Brendan Albert Passarelli.
Joshua Luke Pataxel.
Abhi Ashwin Kumar Patel.
Dev Patel.
Karan Patel.
Ria Petolawala.
Joseph Carl Paulson.
Rachel Rose Pearson.
Ever Abron Perez.
Alexander Davis Perez.
Lindsay Perry Peters.
Andrew Davis Petrovicius.
Nido Pham.
Isabella Rose Pisani.
Edmundus Platus.
Lily Jane Podracki.
Eleanor Grace Pope.
Siddharth Patuganti.
Matthew Ryan Pataki.
Rithik Prakash.
Harry Lee Priester III.
Amit Puri.
Avi Puri.
Safi Zakar Abdul Kadir.
Nasser Mohammed Qureshi.
Grace Rebecca Rafferty.
Naban Rafiq.
Saguna Reina.
Damini Kala Ramakrishna.
Jed Randall Matangian Ramos.
Olivia Randall.
Ethan Riyad Rankin.
Tara Sarikanda Rao. Rose Cardo Rasha.
Margaret Regan.
Tate Renner.
Claire Elizabeth Ripicki.
Misha Rhodes.
Lila Reba.
William Bennett Ricker.
Caroline Carter Reefy.
Luca Rapani.
Grace Elizabeth Reisinger.
Matthew Ritz.
Christina Rivera.
Sabor Rizvi.
Matthew Jacob Rogers.
Chase Rodriguez.
Wyatt Rose Princeton.
Lauren Marie Rothenberger.
Adele Teresa Ruby.
Dipthi Rudraraju.
Matthew James Rush.
Ethan Christopher Ruth.
Michael Lawrence Ryan.
Shalini Segal.
Anastasia Dimitra Sakos.
Hannah Salas.
McKees Salazai.
Emery Nicole Sana.
Chase Sandlin.
Anshul Ishwar Shankran.
Tia Sankari.
Evan Christian Sant.
Melani Sapala.
Soledad Sapala.
Timothy Sauer.
Kabir Savlani.
Matthew William Sayer.
Madeline Shackart.
Daniel Ross Schaub.
Grace Ann Scary.
Carla Schuler.
Ann Elizabeth Schultz.
Brian Russell Schwab.
Gavin Joseph Schwartz.
Vincent Anthony Sclafani.
William Christopher Sessa.
Jackson Charles Seymour.
Borislav Petrov Sharapchiev.
Ambika Sharma.
Shreya Sharma.
Rabia Sheikh.
Michelle Jenny Shen.
Parker David Shield.
Anastasia Shilov.
Ahmad Shiraz.
James William Schrader.
Mary Brooke Shirak.
Azam Siddiqui.
Zakir Siddiqui.
Hamad Siddiqui.
Sophie Louise Simmons.
Benjamin Lee Simon.
Catherine Sinars.
John Emerson Singer.
Ayushi Singal.
Luke Francis Skokna.
Skylar Marie Smith.
Zoe Reed Smith.
Richard Calvin Snyder.
Jenna Michelle So.
Liliana Faith Sobecki.
Emma Elizabeth Sokolich.
Olivia Jelan Summer.
Fletcher Canyon Spillers.
Natalie Adele Spitzer.
John Winter Sprengel.
Aparna Minikakshi Srinivasan.
Veressa Marie Stana.
Morgan Stacy.
Jennifer Stavreva.
Owen David Stawick.
Abigail Brooks Stevens.
Eric Nolan Stevenson.
Leah Christine Stevens.
Abigail Kathleen Stockmall.
Michael Joseph Stockmall.
Elena Nicole Stoika.
Jackson Stone.
Samuel Bodmer Stout, Jr.
Christiana Sturtek.
Joseph Douglas Sullivan.
Shalini Arthi Sundram.
Anisha Sankara.
Nathaniel Joseph Sutton.
Nicholas Michael Sutton.
Jessica L. Swick.
Hannah Lynn Walcott Swoyer.
Alexis Faye Signatter.
Anna Maria Slembarska.
Trey Robert Tabachka.
William Reese Bilhausen Talentier.
Kelly Hoikwan Tam.
Nathan Virgil Tomas.
Zung Sin Tang.
Katie Ann Tanner.
Chase Alyssa Tanquillet.
Jonathan Tatulis.
Peter John Taylor.
Tara Kathleen Teke.
Alexander V. Tellez.
Svitan Tanev.
Joshua T. Terry.
Gayatri Triru.
Samuel Robert Doley.
Mitchell Ogden Thompson.
Lorraine Apostle Tubongbanois.
Zara Tolide.
Kylie Ann Torsberg.
Kareem Abdullah Tulamat.
Jennifer Grace Toyama.
Jessie Elizabeth Tribby. Tyler Nicholas Triplett.
Kate Ann Trott.
Jacqueline Tu.
Dylan Michael Turrentine.
Serena Upati.
Zachary Thomas Urbanski.
Itanella Dominique Ergo.
Catherine Lee Usher.
Duncan Michael Usher.
Christopher Usher.
Noor Usman.
Leah Denise Vikudis.
Ethan Michael Vallejo.
Grace Lily Varon.
Natalie Ming Varney.
Venezia Vasileva.
Jennifer Violil.
Luke Jacob Vozenelik.
Eva Vukilowicz.
Michael Anthony Walters.
Catherine Carolyn Wagner. Tess Ann Waldron.
Taylor Francis Waldron.
Ainsley Marie Wallace. William Thomas Walsh.
Dalton Joseph Walsh.
William Thomas Walsh.
Andrew Wan.
Bobby Wang.
Michael Patrick Ward.
Peter Francis Waz.
Hayden Reed Waters.
Casey Patrick Watts.
Patricia Catherine Weeks.
Delaney Leslie Whalen.
Thomas Ward Williams.
Emmett Arthur Wilson.
Cassidy Claire Winnicky.
Kyle James Wish.
Jennifer Catherine Witt.
Jacqueline Michelle Wittrick.
Amanda May Witzel.
Raymond James Wolliver.
Lauren Elizabeth Wools.
Caroline Gale Woodward.
Jack Harrison Woodward.
Luke Allen Wooldridge.
Paige Patricia Martia Wolf.
Elaine Yan.
Seth Frank Yancey III.
Daniel Yu Yang.
Kayla Lasheen Yurliolu.
Bilal Yusuf.
Urta Zakharoskaiti.
Elijah Ali Zachariah.
Judy Zakia.
Natalie Samaya Zayed.
Raven Legrip Zipkowski.
Zachary James Zidell.
Vincent Peter Zalisco.
Jonathan Renee Zelka.
Melanie Yinshuang Zhang.
Amanda Zhang.
Sarah Grace Zidell.
Tamarin Lee Zipman.
Vicky Tsin Zhou.
Autumn Marie Zampano.
Nice job. Nice job, guys. Nice job, guys. We're waiting for them to promise for Will to do this. Good job, Miss Hunter. Thanks. It's good. Thanks. Who's the one going to give you guys a... No, that was because he tried to slow down and I didn't get him. All right, Will, you want to take the podium? Hey, Will. I read the next name. Want to take the podium? Sure.
Am I waiting until they sit down?
Just until they make the turn. Once they make the turn, you can see there.
Yeah.
One more left. There you go.
Jeez. I would like to thank you all for giving me the opportunity to serve as your class president. It has truly been a privilege and an honor. Ever since freshman year, we have been united by the fact that we are Red Devils. I hope that as we move on to the next chapter of our lives, we will all keep the Red Devil spirit in our hearts. At this time, would you all please rise in recognition of our graduation? Please follow me as we move our tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations, class of 2019, you made it!